Hey there, YouTube. This is Dan, the Friendly Fat Guy. I am wanting to just chat about something really quickly here. Social anxiety is one of those things that a lot of people deal with. It's kind of a silent thing for the most part because people don't realize how extreme it goes. Being a big guy, touching on what I talked about yesterday, when you go by people, when you go in stores and restaurants and things like that, you kind of get used to people staring and that kind of thing. But there are times that it really, really, really gets you. When I need to go pick up something, it could even be something like as essential as like toilet paper or something like that. When I go to the store to pick up something, if there's a lot of people in the parking lot, if a lot of cars are there, it makes it really, really difficult for me to go in just because it's kind of like I know what I'm in for, and combine it with the fact of all the different things that come into play with the Asperger's type stuff and sensory issues, all the different noises and lights and sounds and feet walking all around and not being able to really filter stuff out. It makes it a really difficult thing. And, I'm very fortunate. My fiance kind of gets it. She knows where I'm coming from. So sometimes she'll just run in and take care of stuff like she did just now. She's dropping a Redbox movie back off and, picking up a couple things. But it's the point I'm sure you can even see my phone where I'm taking the video here is a little shaky. It really gets to me. Most people don't realize that this is something that happens a lot with a lot of people. That feeling in the pit of your stomach before you go in somewhere when there's a crap ton of people there, or before you go into a big crowd. That's not unusual. That happens to a lot of people, and it definitely happens to me. I'm as social as the next guy, typically a little bit more even. I'm kind of airing my whole story out here for the internet to see. So that's, pretty social. But at the same time, it's difficult to go into places like that and to just, you get used to people looking at you and whispering and that kind of stuff. But when everybody's doing it in a packed house, it's like, it's rough. It is, because that, everybody is looking like, if they see you, there's going to be a reaction. And those of you guys that don't know what I'm talking about, if you think, oh, they're not worrying about you, find the biggest friend that you have, like the biggest big fat guy you can find, and take them into a store sometime, and then kind of walk a few steps back and look around. I think you'd be surprised what you see. Tell you what, we'll probably do that at some point here. I'll get my fiance to take the camera, and we'll walk through the store, and you guys can see exactly how people react. It's unfortunate that, again, people don't take the time to talk to people, but most people just judge a book by their cover. And especially when you're in a place like this, when you're inside a store and you're focused on your own stuff, they kind of get shocked, I guess, and surprised and caught off guard. And, I'm not forgiving their actions, but at the same time, I guess I can understand if they're just kind of rolling, expecting to go grab some milk. And, anytime you see something you don't expect, it's a little shocking. But we got to move forward as a society, as a human race, towards the fact that we don't look at other people like scary things. We just look at other people like people. And I mentioned before, and I'll tell the story, my pediatrician when I was a kid, he said to me, everybody has pain, but different people's pain shows up differently, and we wear it differently. Some people's is on the inside, some's on the outside. So if you're one of those people that your pain doesn't show up on the outside, I'm happy for you. You don't have to deal with some of the crazy stuff that I have to. Some of you guys do, though. Lots of people, it does show up on the outside in one way or another. Some people have, tics, and some people have where their hands shake and they can't, just completely stay still. Some people have difficulty walking or moving around, and some people just are big and, and really stand out. If you ever see somebody like that, don't whisper about them, don't point, don't, all that kind of stuff. Just go up to them and talk to them. You'd be surprised how much humanity you can discover when you actually try to talk to a human. It's always interesting. Like I said, though, it's a difficult thing for me. I've had kind of a rough afternoon to begin with, not for any particular reason. Major depression sucks, and it makes everything else worse. So, it's one of those things. When I pulled into the parking lot and saw how many friggin' people were here, I just kind of said, yeah, not today. If you've had one of those moments, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. If not, consider yourself fortunate. It does definitely happen all the time. I've sat in the parking lot in my car for more than, 2 or 3 hours at different times when I knew I really needed to go into a store, just waiting for a place to clear out. Anyway, this is Dan the Friendly Fat Guy. I know this has been super entertaining, but maybe you learned a little something about people are different than you. Definitely, if you like what I'm doing here, please follow me on Facebook, Friendly Fat Guy, and also on Twitter, Friendly Fat Guy D. And here on YouTube, please give a video a like if you don't mind, and then subscribe to my channel for all the newest and coolest stuff coming up. Again, this is the Friendly Fat Guy, Dan. Have a good one.